Welcome back into Studio 10. Peppermint Creek Theater Company is theater that is all about addressing vital issues in our society, raising awareness, encouraging dialogue, all while still being entertaining. And that's what their newest production, On the Exhale, is all about. We're here with the director, Peyton Romig, and of course the one woman who is holding this show down in front of the curtain. We've got Heather Lewis. Ladies, how are you?
Doing so great.
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic today, and I was really intrigued when I read a lot about this show. And I have to say, you know, unfortunately, I think we're in a place in our society where gun violence affects everyone around us, right? If we're not someone who's been affected, we know somebody who has been. But this show really does put a different perspective on it. So can you tell us what this story is all about?
Absolutely. So On the Exhale is a one-woman show, but even though it runs like a monologue, me and Heather talk about how it's more of a dialogue with the audience. And so it's this woman trying to process everything in the wake of this community tragedy. But as she's processing, she notices these new impulses starting to come up. And it's her attempting to understand the why behind it all. And so you follow her on this journey for an hour.
Well, and I like that dialogue with the audience. So you'll be breaking the fourth wall.
Yes, they're my scene partners.
Ooh, okay.
They're all my scene
Yes,
partners.
they are.
And I love that. I love a show where you're encouraging the audience to know you can say something, you can talk, get involved in the show. I'm not telling it to you, I'm telling it with you. So that's always great to hear. But why was this something that Peppermint Creek Theater wanted to put on, especially when we know that gun violence is so close to home in mid-Michigan? Why was it something you wanted to do?
Absolutely. So the theme of the season is Ladies First. And so the artistic director and I knew that we were looking for a one-woman show. And sometimes the problem with one-woman shows or any one-person shows is they can be very passive. You're just talking about something that has happened to you. But with On the Exhale, the woman is so actively trying to grapple with these things and have this conversation like we were talking about. And so she's very activated in that. So you never at all feel like you can like just lay back and let it happen to you. You're leaning in and you're listening and you're engaged with her.
Yeah, and we are engaged. We'll be doing that with you, Heather. But first, you got to just tell us overall, what is this like to put on a one-woman show?
It's big. It's really big. It's a big challenge. I am very excited to share this with people. As Peyton said, this is a play that wrestles with this big issue in our society in very surprising and unique ways.
Yeah. So I know when you first read this script, what was your initial reaction outside of realizing, hey, it's just me up here? But what did you start
Outside of
feeling
saying,
after
no,
that?
I'm sorry, I can't do that. But my initial reaction, I had to sit with it.
Okay.
It was, I was so shocked. The writing is beautiful. It's very poetic, but very real and clear. And I had to sit with it, and I was so taken with the twists and turns that happen and how it brings this into a new light, this issue of gun violence.
That's right. Definitely into a new light. And I know it's something that a lot of people in the community are really going to be excited and really intrigued to see. But you guys are really reaching out by partnering with the Mikey 23 Foundation. Why did you want to do that?
Ultimately, we are shedding light on this from a very singular micro perspective, talking about this woman's experience with it. And so we wanted to make sure that the community felt empowered enough to, you know, seek outside resources or if they needed further clarifications where, you know, where we're not professional on this, we're just a couple of artists trying to bring the story to light to the community. And so it just provides them that outlet if they wanted to read more into the details behind it there. I
love that, especially with connecting people to those outside resources, and that's where we can really continue the conversation. So the curtain opens on the Exhale this Friday, and it'll run until next weekend. You can find your tickets at peppermintcreek.org. But ladies, thank you so much for joining us, and of course, break a leg, break a leg. I know this is going to be such a powerful show, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, speaking of